Welcome into the Winters residency. Grim here, same as usual. Still with Ethan Winters. The new little guy will feature in the next video, likely. For our second video here today, we're just going to be going over my top 5 least favorite monsters I've had to deal with. Top 5 hated, I suppose. Mostly just, these little creatures from a number of games that I don't like. And I'm not going to be going too into detail. This is just going to be a little thing of me listing off what I remember about them, what was frustrating. Just me talking your ear off randomly, really. We're going to start off with just an honorable mention, because one of my least favorite parts about Resident Evil 6, but not so frustrating that it could be anything else on my list, is the Ogro Man from, I can't remember where exactly they were, but I believe you first encounter them in Chris and Pier's run through. What was incredibly frustrating about them is how large they are, and you have to run around this huge place with other enemies sniping you just out of everywhere. There's random, like, machine guns, I guess, strewn about, and they're just shooting at you constantly while you're supposed to be shooting at you constantly, and they're like always coming back. I swear to God, I remember them just always being there. No matter how many of them you kill, there'd always be one just like showing up again. And the thing with the Ogre Man was that, well, at first it was one, and then a second one showed up, and it was the worst thing ever. But you and your teammate are supposed to, like, I don't know, take turns, or maybe one person's supposed to go, but somebody's supposed to jump on this giant dude's back and start, like, burning your hand on the controller, trying to, like, spin the joystick around or something, and spamming buttons and stuff in order to loosen, like, a little plug on his back and, like, weaken it, kill it. I can't even remember at this point, but it was just so annoying with everything going on. And then the smallest, a singular mistake will get you, like, flung off of this thing's back. And you just gotta start all over again, and you have to do it so many times. And then when you're dropped to the ground, you're immediately a target to everything out there. And then also sometimes the big guys just, like, step on you. Like, I swear to God, I remember them purposely stepping on you, not just walking. They just, like, stomp on you. And then you're down, and your teammate has to go help you. But here's the problem. Ogre Man, right there, still there, right above your teammate, right? And here's the thing. Your teammate, while they're down, if they get kicked a second time, they're dead for real. And then you gotta restart the whole thing from the beginning. Which is just amazing, totally. Basically amazing. Wow. Favorite sequence ever, guys. If/when Resident Evil 6 is remade, please, for the love of God, fix that a little bit. Those Ogremon pushed me over the edge. But they still don't even get an honorable, they still don't even get onto the list. Like, Jesus Christ. For number 5, it's Marguerite Baker from Resident Evil 7. And listen. Her fight isn't the worst thing out there. However, when I put her at number 5, I put her above my hatred of the Ogre Man and all that. I'm factoring in the fact I'm factoring in how gross she is. She is disgusting. Capcom, you did not need to include her, like, whatever was going on down there. I put a picture, but I don't. Maybe I'll put a picture. Maybe the picture's already up there. I don't know. I'll see when I'm editing it. I'll decide when I'm editing it. But Jesus Christ, she's so gross. And then I'm also including the stuff before that, when you're having to run around the old house and you're getting jumped by bugs every other goddamn second. I hate bugs. I hate bugs. I'm a little sad that I didn't um give Ethan his little angry eyes, the same ones that he has in the thumbnail that I made, because Jesus Christ, I hate bugs. This isn't showing the anger that I'm feeling, but Jesus Christ, I hate bugs. I hate those bugs with every core fiber of my being. And the flamethrower wasn't enough. I should have been given 2, and I should have been given more flame rounds or whatever, more ammo for it. And Marguerite is disgusting, and she was spilling her guts all over the place, and among other things. And that jump scare on the stairway got me the first time I ever played Resident Evil 7, and it was horrible, and I hated it. And Jesus Christ, she's disgusting. Her long arms, her lower body being widened like that. The bugs, the bugs, the bugs, the bugs, the bugs. That's all. I don't need to say anymore. The bugs, the bugs. Segueing away from the bugs, number 4 is the Revenants from Resident Evil Revelations 2. Okay. Listen to me when I say this. I don't mind when enemies have weak spots that you need to shoot in order to put them down. However, you yourself, the person shooting, not having a way to see it without having to rely on a second person? End me now. End me now. You see, when I first played Revelations 2, I played as player number 2. And even I could tell how frustrating it was. Because I could see where the weak points were. The other person I was playing with could not. Shout out to Yasmin, my aunt. If you're watching this, thank you for supporting me. I could see it. And there's a mechanic in Resident Evil Revelations 2. Don't know why I said the full thing. In Revelations 2, there's a mechanic where the second player doesn't have like a real weapon. And they can point at things in order to, like, highlight them. Like, you see, as a second player, you see a little shiny thing in the corner. Oh, shine your flashlight at it. Ooh, point at it. The first player can pick it up, and you've got, like, a little treasure now, or some money or something. However, in sequences where you're running through a dark forest, and you have to pause to crouch in a bush, and as you're playing as this tiny little child, unable to protect yourself, you have to get closer in order to point at a little yellow spot on this horrifying monster. You have to point out this horrifying monster's little weak point. What the hell? What the hell? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure the weak points, it would take several shots to hit it. Sometimes it would have several. Sometimes it would be on their back. So both you and the first player, who's a grown man, the grown man, they can't see. They can't see. Oh my god. They can't see. And then you and them have to creep around behind the scary monster who, hear me when I say this. Revelations 2, basically one shot and you're gone. That's the deal with Revelations 2. One shot, you're out. There's no, oh, don't worry. I'm here. I'll revive you. No. If you're down, you're down. If you're down, you're down. Because the second person, they're helpless. They're helpless. And then fucking what's her name? Natalie? Nat? I'm just gonna call her Nat. Nat, that's a child. You're a tiny little child trying to survive, and you have to hike your way to the behind of this giant scary monster and hope that it doesn't kill you to point out where its weak spot is to your fellow teammate. Horrible. Good God, hate it with everything. So, it has come to my attention that I let this little top 5 ranking get away from me a bit. See, with me making this channel, I'm on a bit of a time limit, and I can't. Technically, I'm not supposed to go over 5. I adjusted it myself without telling anyone, and I decided I can't go over 10 because it is requested of me to keep it short. So unfortunately, I am going to have to split this up into 2 parts. But the good thing is, I'm not gonna make you wait like a week or something for the second part. Part 2 is up now. I will have it. If I can figure out how to do it, I will have it in the corner here. If not, sorry, you're just gonna have to go to my channel and click on it if it's not already in the recommended. Go to the second part.